All right, what's going on, y'all? Um, I'm on camera today. Before I start this video, um, I guess I'm gonna give y'all a heads up. I'm trying a whole bunch of new different things out with this channel. This is gonna be one of them, where at least specifically for this type of video, it ain't gonna be too much editing at all. It's just gonna be real raw thoughts on the Sabbath, where I'm just kind of talking. Um, But also, not only that, I feel like everything that I've done, I haven't done a proper introduction to myself or anything like that. So eventually, I'm gonna do that. But we just working with what we got, and I'll figure everything else out as this goes. Like even this video, this positioning, this camera that I just got, the lighting on all of this. There's a lot of stuff that I'm gonna have to change up, but that's really not important. I hope y'all can ignore that to the 2 subscribers that I got anyway right now. But um yeah. What up though? I hope everybody doing well. Hope y'all staying focused on what's important. But like I just said earlier, the point of this type of video is gonna be more so my thoughts on the Sabbath, cause on the Sabbath I ain't doing no work, so I'm not finna be sitting up here editing. I'm not finna be sitting up here doing all the extra. I just kind of want to chill and talk, just think out loud with y'all, and maybe my thoughts will resonate with somebody. Maybe they'll help somebody. Um, but who knows? But today, uh, I went on a walk, and I was pretty much just praying about. I was just doing my normal prayer, just talking to Yah, right? And while I'm talking to Yah, I pretty much got stuck on the idea of control, and how important control is to everybody's like day-to-day life. Um, and what I mean by that is, like, I'm gonna try to give you a rundown of my opinion on the earth, on the world, on everything, and show you how this relates to control, and how control and power is like what everybody lives off of. It's what people don't want to. It's like one of the most important things that we have here. But anyways, when people live their life, when people do whatever it is that they want to do, um, they want to do that because they feel like they can. Like, I could pick up my hand right here and do whatever I want to do with it, right? As can you. But there's consequences for your actions. That's true. I could take this hand and punch you, but if I do that, you might retaliate. You might do something that might take my life, or I could go to jail for assault, or all of these different things. Um, but I still get to choose whatever it is I want to do, because I have control over my body. I have control over myself, right? Um, and that's the reason why people do whatever it is they do. And you have to understand that people can do whatever it is they want to do, no matter what you think. You cannot force them to believe or do anything that you want them to do. Always understand that at a foundational level, that they can do whatever it is they would like to do, and you cannot be upset about what it is they choose to do, because it's their choice, right? That's one thing Yah did give us, is the ability to choose and do whatever it is we want to do. Now, that choice and what you decide to do does not come without consequence, but you still do have the choice to do whatever it is you want to do. Um, so with all that being said, the way I choose to live my life is under Yah's commands. Um, and with that comes, I'll say, consequences, right? Um, Usually when I talk to other people about this, nobody really I ain't gonna say nobody cares, but they're fine until I try to tell them to maybe do things my way. Or I say, hey, the things that you're doing are not in alignment with Yah. Maybe you should think about what it is you're doing. Now, I don't say it exactly like that, obviously, because the conversations don't just go straight up like that. But I usually try to drop a little bit of knowledge on somebody and see what they decide to do with it. So, for example, um, a lot of people have like health issues or something like that, right? So I try to drop some knowledge like, hey, maybe you should start doing this. And usually it's an excuse as to why they're not going to do whatever it is I told them to do, or something of that sort, right? And I just say, oh, okay, for sure. That's cool. They have control over their life and they want to do whatever it is they want to do. However, what they're going to do, once again, is going to have a consequence that comes with that. All right. Now, when you think of the overall message that most people that I talk to immediately run to when you bring up, I'm saying Yah, but when you bring up the Bible, if you bring up God, they immediately just think, oh, I'm not doing the right thing. I'm going to hell. I'm going to hell. Right? Now, let's say that this is true. What are you going to choose to do about that? Are you going to choose to acknowledge it and live based off of that? Or are you going to choose to do something else? If you choose to ignore it, there's two options, because I don't tell anybody what to do, but I will tell you these are your two options. Make a choice. Choose life, choose death. Let's say it is true. Then are you willing to risk all the decisions that you've been making right now for this, I'll say, little bit of time that you have right here? Is it worth it? And if it is, keep doing whatever it is you're doing, and I guess we'll see. But if I'm wrong, realistically, all I did was live in a way that I view as, I don't want to say better, like I'm better than the next person, but the outcome of life, my joy in this life is much more than somebody who is not living like this, is what I'll say, in my opinion. So no matter what, this is a win-win for me. You're living a win-lose life, because if what you're saying is wrong, then you lose. If I'm saying what I'm doing is wrong, then I still win because I enjoy the way I live my life. Now, I'm going to take this a little bit further in what I'm saying. The reason why I'm talking about control. Control is an illusion, because you really don't control anything. You're just living life. Like, you're just doing random things and hoping things work out in the way in which you want them to, although you and I both know that we don't know nothing about this world, if we're being honest. We just go based off of what our mom or what our dad told us or what the world tells us, and hope that it all works out the way we were told it was going to. Now, hopefully y'all old enough to figure out that you've been lied to about everything, just about everything. You've been lied to. Our systems, all of our governments are failing. All of our money is failing. Families failing. Food system failing. Entertainment failing. Whatever you want to name, it's failing, and we're just trying to make a new system, even though we see the system is dying. But when this new system is made, it kind of allows us to keep going just for a little bit longer. And that's what you see in these different presidential elections and all this stuff. It's all a sham. All this stuff is stupid, right? Um, so because of that, people don't really have anything to fall back to or fall back on, and that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate, and that's why I still have a heart for people, because the way this world was set up is supposed to be you live your life. I want to say, I guess let me go back a little bit, because I'm gonna talk about family. I'm still on control, but just bear with me. I'm hoping this video makes sense. I'm hoping that I'm not just rambling, but if I am, whatever. It's Sabbath. I'm just here to chop it up with y'all for real. When it comes to your family, what's supposed to happen is you have a mom, you have a dad, and they both have their different roles, but they're on the same, they walking together, meaning they have the same goal in mind, and then they can raise you the right way. Now, as soon they're going to tell you rules and tell you different things in which you are supposed to do. These things are in place because they love you, and because they've been alive long enough and they're older, they should have more wisdom. They should know what's going on. They're supposed to guide you in the right way and give you rules so that you don't get too bent out of control, right? Now, as a kid, when you're growing and getting older, you're going to start, I'm going to say, rebelling. Like, even if you have the most perfect parents, you're probably just going to rebel at some point, or like even if you're a little baby or you 5, 6, 7, as soon as you are aware, you're going to start doing things your own way, because like I said, you want control. You want to have the control in your life until you realize your decisions as a little kid don't get you what it is you like, right? Now, once you know that, then you go right back to what mom and dad told you, and you realize, oh snap, mom and dad was just trying to help me out, right? It's all about control. Now, that's on a very micro scale of everything, I guess, because that same story of a family is going on a grand cosmic level. And I'm gonna try to explain it. When we continue to grow and we get older outside of our parents' house, the goal is for us to stay within that rule set. And if they taught you right, you can go out and everything will be cool. You still might go through some different hardships and different things, but you're going to end up cool, and you're probably going to turn out just like your parents, right? And the ideal is that they're good parents, so if you turn out like them, you're going to be good and you're going to continue to spread, right? Turn into a mini them in your own way, I guess, and then you're probably going to have kids, and then the cycle is going to repeat itself. Now, I'm gonna bring this all the way back to Yah. Yah is our Father, right? He put us here to do exactly what I just said. He wanted a family, so he said, "Hey, I'm gonna give y'all these different rules. I'm giving y'all these different rules, not because I'm trying to confine you to this little box or be mean or do anything like this. I'm doing this because I love you. If you don't do this, then understand that the consequences of the decisions that you make are going to turn out bad, right? Equal death is what he told Adam, right? Now, that's the reason why rules exist, to keep us on the right path. What ends up happening is because we don't have a mom and dad that is right in front of us, that's saying, nope, you shouldn't do that. Nope, you shouldn't do that. Nope, you shouldn't do that. As soon as we get the chance to cut a corner or bend this rule or do whatever, we go far left. And when we go far left, we have to deal with that consequence, right? And that's where we're at in society, and that's where we've always been at. To be honest with you, it's just we go through these cycles of, oh, things start to feel like they're better, and then they get worse, and then things start to feel like they're better, and then they get worse, because we're just making many systems, and then they start to die, and we get to the tail end, and then we try to make a new system, and then we start to die. All we gotta do is go back to the very beginning, which is back to Yah's rules, right? Yah's rules are very simple, and they're written down. His son Yahusha came down and tried to walk them out. I mean, I shouldn't say try. He was the embodiment of those, and he did them, and he showed us the way. People call him Jesus, but I don't even want to get on that, because people they put a bad name onto all of this stuff, and people don't even know which way to go, what to do, how to be, what is it that I listen to, because it's 15 billion denominations. There's sex scandals in about every church out there, so nobody even knows really what to do anymore. But that's why we need people to walk out and be who it is that we're supposed to be, and remind people that, hey, this is what we should be doing. We should not be doing this. But I'm going to stay on the topic, because this is supposed to be about control. Everything that's done in the world is because people would like to bend the rules and feel like they're in control and have power when they're not. I gave you a little example with a child, right? But I'm going to give you another example on a grand scheme, like on a grand scale. Everybody's talking about these stupid Epstein files and stuff. I don't care about being labeled crazy or a conspiracy theorist or whatever. This world is ran, and there's certain things that you will learn the more studying you do, the more you think about stuff, the more you read, the more knowledge and stuff you have, the more power you have when you have more knowledge, right? When you have more knowledge over the next person, you can look as if you're a god to somebody who don't know nothing. That's why kids look up to their parents and think, I'm going to just listen to whatever you saying, because you know a lot, so you pretty much you're like a god to me. I'm going to just listen to whatever it is you saying. Now, the people who are high up, they understand this. They have a lot of knowledge that we do not have. People don't look past what's right in front of you. They just see what's right in front of you and think that's it. So going back to these Epstein files, they think, why do y'all just like kids? That's weird. And that's the max anybody goes, because of how emotional it makes you to think about some of the stuff that was going on and some of the stuff that you're reading. Because we don't have any we don't have control. Going back to control over our emotions. We don't have any discipline, because the world does not encourage discipline or anything. It tries to make you do everything opposite of discipline, but you can't look past what's right in front of you. And I'm just gonna tell you, the reason why it's kids is because the way the world works, there's always I guess, a balance to things. I don't like to say certain words because I don't want to sound like new agey or nothing like that, but there's always a balance to things. Um, and if you, like, I'll give you an example. If you put in a whole bunch of hard work, you'll get something in return. Sowing and reaping, you put in the hard work. If you deal with a lot of pain, the outcome is very good most of the time. So, like, you work out, you go through a lot of pain. The outcome is your body is actually healthy. You have a stronger mind. You can do a lot more. You look better. There's a lot of different things. So there's always that balance. So when it comes to innocence, understand that they're sacrificing a child's innocence for something great in return. I'm not gonna go super deep into that, but understand that's what's going on. Because if this was simply just about sex, think about how many good-looking women there are out in the world. Do you really think billionaires are just doing this for sex, for a weird fetish? No. If you think that, cool. Go ahead and think that. I'll let you be a bot. Continue to be a bot on your own. But I'm going to tell you the truth. What they've done is they figured out that, hey, if we sacrifice this innocence, we'll get this in return. They figured out a rule, and they're trying to bend that rule to benefit them, which is why there's rules there in the first place, not for you to bend and use them and manipulate them to control and have power, like I've been saying, but for you to follow them and stay in them so that you don't go too far to the left or too far to the right. But these people they're cooked. They're way gone. That's why people should not have that much power. Whenever a person gets that much power, they always falter. They always fail. We weren't meant to have that, especially by ourselves when we're not submitting to somebody else. We have to submit to Yah because us as people know that we're evil, but for some reason, we all know that we're evil, but will not submit to anything. We still want to control our lives. We still want to do whatever it is that we want to do. And it's just, I guess it's just a strange world. Strange for me to sit and think about. I can't just listen to whatever somebody is saying because, man, I just can't sit and listen to whatever anybody's saying because I think we all know that, truthfully speaking, we can't really prove nothing because we don't know nothing. We truly don't know anything. We can only use our experiences and our conscience, which Yah has given us, and try to look for witnesses to show us what really is true. And the only thing that I can say is true based off of witnesses is Yahusha, because everybody can act like they know something special or they're some type of whatever. Somebody died and came back to life, and they said they was gonna do that. Why would I not test out what it is they saying? That seems pretty obvious to me. People look at religion like it's just a tool for power, which it definitely is, and control. It definitely is. Religion is, but that's the key. Religion. I don't partake in religion. I don't consider myself a Christian. I don't consider myself a part of anything. I'm just living life the way it was supposed to be. And to many, it's not what they want because, once again, they want to control everything in their lives. They have an issue with submission. And I think that's the biggest difference in people's lives is that submission aspect. Who are you submitting to? Are you going to submit to the ways of this world? If you do that, understand you're being controlled by this world, and the person who's in control of this world, Yah does have, he's in control of everything, but he will allow the enemy to have his way in this world. So if you submit to that, and you submit to your feelings, and you submit to whatever lies you done told yourself in your head, so that just so you can keep going and living in your world, understand that you're being controlled under the disguise that you're in control, which is hilarious. It really is hilarious. It's hilarious. I wish I could copy my brain and just give it to other people, but unfortunately that's not how this works. That's not how this works. I feel like I really do feel like I'm all over the place on this video, but I'll rewatch it and see really where I'm at, cause I feel like I done went off topic, but I guess I'm gonna try to come back to control, cause like I said, I ain't gonna do too much editing. I'm not gonna be a liar. I just think people can try to control their lives too much, but they don't really know what is actually going on, and the world makes it easy for you to fall into the trap of thinking you're in control, and it also stops you from going back to who you should, which is the Father, which is Yah, because when it comes to consequences and stuff, if you do something wrong, there's naturally going to be a consequence. Like if I put my hand in a fire, I'm going to get burnt, right? There's no way around that. But in this world, people live their lives in a certain way. Like we eat trash. A lot of people just eat straight up trash for the most part because it's convenient and they don't want to do the work to eat the way they're supposed to. And then they have health problems. And then when those health problems is too much, there's ways to get around it, because you can take a pill to try to ignore the consequence of your actions. But if you actually went through the hardship of you dealing with the consequences of your actions, you would probably change, right? But because we live in a society where there's just an excuse for just about any and everything that you do, and not only that, but due to social media and everything else, you can find crowds, you can find people that encourage the negative behaviors in which you are living in and doing, and people will tell you that, yeah, they're okay, these are okay, this is okay, even though you already have seen the outcome of your decisions. It makes it real hard for people to change or want to change, because their actions you never get disciplined. You just get encouraged to keep doing that same thing. And people are not going to they're just not going to want to change at that point. And that just sucks. It sucks. It really hurts to watch people kill themselves. I can't even say that. Probably it hurts me to watch people delete themselves due to their own actions, when I don't like seeing that. You know, I care for people, but I can't force them to not do whatever it is they want to do, because they have control over their lives. That's true. You get to choose what decision you want to do. I just hope and pray that people start to question and think about what it is they're actually doing, because I'm happy that a lot of things are happening right now. Like World War III started. It's not really televised like that as much as, at least from what I can see. Unless you're looking for the real news, it's not going to show you the full thing, right? Um, it's very serious that this is going on. If you dang, my PC done crashed. That always be happening, man. I don't think that's a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences. That's just me though. But anyway, I think I was talking about the Epstein files and it being right in people's face, and now you forced to confront it. You can't just keep ignoring it, but you are. You probably are, because they going to throw something else crazy in front of you and change the subject. That's usually what happens when something happens to keep you controlled. But I don't want to keep ranting, but this is the bottom line of what I want people to know, to understand, to try to think about, to try to begin to question stuff, continue to question everything. Um, don't allow this world to control you. Do not allow social media to control you. Do not allow anything to control your mind. I guarantee if you genuinely seek the truth, you're going to find it. The Bible says if you seek, you're going to find him. And he is the truth. That's why I don't have to push nothing or force nothing on nobody, because if you genuinely seeking the truth, you going to find it. You going to come to the same conclusion as me. You can read every single religious book, every single religious text that you want. But if you genuinely seek the truth, you going to find it, right? Regardless of what anybody is saying. So when you go on your phone and you go on social media, understand that everything on there is influencing you to do something. So usually, let's say you go on TikTok, you go on Facebook, you go on Pinterest, you see a new food recipe. Ooh, that look good. I want to do that. You just got control. It's as simple as that, bro. It's as simple as that. Do not allow the world to do that to you, because on a grand scheme, it's leading you to some place that's not good. That's all I'm really trying to say. Do not allow your emotions to control you either, because your emotions will never lead you to anything good or anything positive as well. They come and go. Do not put your faith in something that comes and goes, that is not solid, that makes no sense. And it's very I feel like this is super simple. Like, I'm gonna give you an example. I have had discussions with people about marijuana or weed or something like that, whether it's good or whether it's bad. When you smoke weed, what happens? You get lazy, you sit there, you get the munchies, and you just start eating random stuff. Um, there's a lot of strange things that begin to happen. Do you Would you label any of those things positive besides, yeah, I get the rest and be lazy? No, I wouldn't. So stop. It seems very simple. When you go to eat a burger or when you go to eat something, after you eat that thing, how does it make you feel? Do you not feel good the next day? Stop. It's very simple. When you go to eat something and you inspect the ingredients, Are you more worried about the way it tastes or what it's going to do to you? Stop. Stop and think. It's all you have to do. We know that we've been lied to about just about everything that we've done or known. So just stop and think. Please. Just take an extra 5 minutes out your day. Just do it about one thing a day. Just start very slow. Take a second to stop and think about the decisions that you are making. In Proverbs 14:15, and I think I'm gonna go there because I don't want to miss. I don't want to miss. I don't want to read something wrong. Hopefully I can hurry and bring this up without making this too long. It say, the simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. If you don't understand what that's saying, all it means is test everything that somebody tells you. That's it. A lot of times people don't trust themselves to test that. And I think that's a large issue too, because people don't trust in themselves at all to do anything. And I understand that. And there's nothing that I can really do to make you trust yourself, because people know that they made bad decisions. And their decisions has always been messed up. So they like, I don't even know if I could trust myself. And that's why it's easier to listen and follow somebody else. But understand, you allowing them to control you. And if you don't know where they leading you to, then you gonna have to deal with whatever consequence that comes with that, which is all I'm trying to tell you. And because of that very reason, that's who I am. That's how I am. That's how I act. I'm very standoffish. Or I shouldn't say standoffish, but once I hang out with somebody or talk to somebody, if I notice something strange and they don't have no purpose behind why they doing stuff, or they can't really explain it, or when I discern what they're doing, if I see what path it leads me to, I'm not finna hang out with you. I'm not finna keep talking to you. If I hang out with you and all you talk to me about is sex, money, I'm trying to make this money, I'm trying to scheme and do this, or I'm trying to gossip, I'm trying to do all this, do you know what that leads to? I do. So I'm going to tell you to stop. But me telling you to stop feels judgmental. So you probably not going to like hanging out with me, because I'm going to call you out on your stuff. So I'd rather chill by myself. Now, there are some people who are genuinely able to have that conversation, even if we have different understandings of things. But it shouldn't allow you to get emotional just because we disagree on a subject. When that happens, then I for sure am going to steer clear, because whenever, like I've been saying from the beginning, understand you cannot control anybody. You only have control over the very action that you make in this moment, but the outcome of that, you don't have no control over it, because you done already made that decision. To the people that are constantly trying to control other people, and you know you're constantly trying to control other people, because when you do something for somebody, when they don't react in the way in which you want them to, how do you react? Do you get in your feelings? Do you get emotional? If you do, understand you are trying to control. You want them to do what you want them to do. And when they're not doing that, you get mad. You have a control issue. If you go into a conversation unbiased and with the understanding that, hey, I could tell this person this, I could give this person a hug, and they could hit me with a right hook right now. It would change the way you interact with the world. I guarantee it. I guarantee. But I just want people to start thinking. Like, I don't know if y'all ever seen like cartoons. You ever seen Danny Phantom? He's like a boy, he could turn into a ghost or whatever. If you when he could turn into a ghost, and then he could go inside of somebody's body and be them for a second, right? But when he came out of their body, they kind of like wasn't in themselves, I guess, for a second. But like, that don't really matter. I just want you to like imagine when you're in a conversation and you feel yourself getting super emotional. Try to come out of your body or do whatever you got to do to get out of the situation, and then try to righteously judge the situation and see, oh, why is this person acting like this? Or why am I now feeling like this? Don't just say, oh my gosh, I'm feeling like this, and then act. Question it. After you question it, think about it, and then move. Do not be emotional. Do not be reactive, because reacting based off of emotions is always going to put you in a terrible spot. Terrible spot. Then you're going to be confused. How did I get here? How did I get here? Because your decisions. It's very clear. But emotional awareness, emotional intelligence is very, very important. But it takes a lot of discipline, which this world does not have. And I'm hoping to find and talk to people and try to encourage people to do better, to turn back to Yah and his commands, because we have to, bro. I'm no longer being apathetic about stuff. I'm no longer about to just sit and chill, because I'm a hypocrite at that point. What am I doing? Like, how do I got all this stuff? I'm saying all this stuff and I ain't doing nothing. I can't do that no more. So that's why you're going to see me post a whole lot more videos. I'm going to give y'all better breakdowns of stuff. I make a lot of music because I know people gravitate towards music. I have different video ideas where I kind of write, and then I'll put visualizers behind it. But I'm gonna try to do everything I can to make you guys think about maybe what you haven't thought about, and not try to force you to do anything, but just get you to question things, because people are so just blind, and we just in a bad spot in the world. And if you don't see it, this system, this matrix, this reality, whatever you want to view this thing as, is folding. It's folding right in front of us. And unless you're aware, you don't see it. You just trying to get back to the normal. There ain't no normal. This is not normal. None of this is normal, bro. I just told you, you've been lied to about everything. But yet you still trying to live a normal life in this world that doesn't make any sense. 0 sense. Trying to have wife and kids and your little house, your little dog, and whatever else. That don't make no sense to me. Literally doesn't make any sense. Yes, you can still live in this life. At least be aware so that you're not confused when stuff happens, because stuff is happening and it's getting more and more severe. And I don't want you to be like, I wish somebody would have told me. No, you don't have no excuse. I told you. Now it's your job to do something about it. Think about it. Talk to your family about it. Have a conversation with your family and friends about it, and and choose to do something. Because if you don't, I'm gonna leave y'all with this last thing. Everything that you ever believed in, or what you say you believe in, is gonna get tested. I want you to understand that. So if you say, um, I don't know, you are super strong. There's gonna come into your there's gonna in your life there's gonna come a time where your strength gets tested. That's a part of life, right? You're gonna get tested in every aspect possible. You cannot sit in a ball and just hide and hope nothing ever happens to you. That's not how life works. Stuff is gonna happen to you. Now, I'm gonna take it to an extreme level. Right now, you have a choice to do stuff. You can kind of choose to do whatever it is you want to do, and there's no really big consequences that you have to deal with. But if there ever came a time where you have to choose to stand on what you say you believe in, or choose to die, what are you going to choose to do? If you have never chosen to think, I'm sorry, I don't even know if I'm speaking English. If you haven't chosen to think for yourself outside of what the world expects for you, meaning you going through all these different topics, you finding all this stuff that sounds good to you, and because it sounds good to you, you just listen to it, besides actually seeing if it's true or not, or where the roots are founded in, or what it leads to. But you're simply just following it because it sounds good to you, meaning you're being controlled by something. If you constantly do that and they take your comfort away, what do you think you're going to do if that choice is choose this comfort, which you've been doing your whole life, or choose uncomfortability, which could result in you losing your life? What do you think you're going to do? Do you think at that time you're going to make the right choice? Whatever you view as the right choice. If your choice is, I'd rather just choose comfortability, at least you being honest. And I can respect that so much, and I'll just choose to not fellowship with you. That's completely fine. Because people who love living in lies, go ahead. But if not, what are you gonna do, man? I don't know. I think I'm done. I hope y'all I hope this video makes sense. I hope my thoughts make sense. I try to be more, I don't know. I ain't gonna say no more. I just hope that y'all doing well, and I hope that y'all continue to just question stuff and stop living in this fake world, man. Just stop. Please. Here go my cat tripping. Stop. Hey. All right. I love y'all though.
Sure, it's all for sure. Walking with the blind, but you lusting for control. You saying God we trust, but not Yah, oh for sure. Speaking, you gon' love to hang me on that totem pole. Can you better judgment of your choices? No, for sure. Sex without consequences, society of hoes. Action, no thought cycles, insanity for sure. No discipline, exactly why you can't achieve a goal.